This is Hour 2 of Behind the Sheet by Charly Evon Simpson, directed by Rosalind Ayres and Inger Tudor.
Miss Philomena.
Louis?
I was hoping to see you.
Well, here I am, doing my washing.
Yes. It was told to me you might be needing some flowers, so I got some on my way back from the fields.
Wasn't me, Mina, so you can take your eyes elsewhere.
It wasn't Sally.
Thank you, Louis.
You don't have to get me flowers.
I know.
I don't need any flowers from you.
They ain't from me like that. I just know you need them.
I wouldn't get closer, Louis.
It don't bother me.
It bothers me. Please.
Very well. Haven't seen you in a few days.
Been on the mend.
You feeling okay?
For now. He's working on Mary again, trying to clear out her infection.
Still no better?
No.
I swear her yelling has gotten worse.
I don't know, Louis. Seems the same to me. She has always been one to make noise.
Maybe you are just used to it. You shouldn't be used to it.
None of us should be.
How many surgeries has she had?
15, about.
And how many on you? I feel like you in there every other week.
You can't be in there every other week.
It feels like it.
I just tend to heal up faster, so...
So you are...
It has been quite a few times. Says I'm a better candidate than some of the others. Shouldn't you be getting to bed?
Yes. How many times?
I've lost count.
Philomena.
20, 25, I don't know. 28. I'll be going in for 29 soon enough. The lead sutures didn't take. That's what, Louis?
That's a lot. And you are not cured?
We go through this over and over. And I am not cured. I don't know why you want me to say it aloud.
Philomena, I miss seeing you. It is like you hiding more. Don't come out of your quotas unless you...
Don't you get tired of this?
Of what?
Of coming and talking to me.
Never.
I thought you'd have run away by now. I thought you're always playing...
Can't go. I got a reason to stay.
I'm broken, Louis.
We all is.
Stop. You know what I mean. I got scars all down my legs and everything still drips out of me.
I know.
You don't.
I wish I could know. I want to know. I want to hold you, Philomena.
Not that I'm trying to listen, because I'm not, but you all just talking in front of me like I'm not here. But that's mighty sweet, if you ask me.
I didn't ask you.
I know.
None of this don't mean you can't accept some flowers from me.
I don't want to take something from you.
Just take the damn flowers, Mina. For the love of everything on the ground and in the sky, take the damn flowers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll leave you to it.
I'm going to try and make the perfume.
Oh?
Yes. Mary's been nice to share hers with me for these last years, but with her infection, she hasn't made some in a while, and I should really know how. It's probably time I should learn.
You lucky.
How so?
Mary is probably the best, and she don't share it with anyone else.
Yes. I know I should wash the flowers, but could you help me?
1 minute. I need to get something.
Hi, Philomena.
Betty?
You feeling...
I'm fine. How's Mary?
He finishing up now. She is doing fine.
Good.
Yeah, good. Philo, can I... Oh. Sally.
Betty?
I should go.
Yeah, you should.
Did you want to ask me something?
No.
Have a good night, Betty.
Good night.
This cloth is clean.
Okay.
Here. And we're going to need this other basin, too.
Hey, my washing.
You'll rinse them and they'll be fine. Place the fabric down in the basin. Place the flowers in the basin.
You okay?
You need more water.
Oh. What next?
You need another piece of fabric or another basin. Something to cover the water so it don't get dirty. And then, tomorrow night, You pull up the fabric and all the flowers. Squeeze it to make sure you're getting the strongest smelling water. Then you place this over the fire. You let it get heated up real good. Let it bubble. The more you let it bubble, the more you let it get small, the stronger the smell.
Okay.
Maybe you could take over making it for Mary.
Yeah, I am. I will. She'll need something when she's done mending.
You used to sneak the missus, didn't you?
Mrs. what?
Her perfume. You snuck some, didn't you? You always smelled nice. I noticed. Before. I don't ever see the missus, but some that do said you smelled like her.
I didn't sneak it.
What?
I didn't sneak it. I was giving it by. He didn't like my smell.
Oh. Right. That makes sense. I've noticed that Betty looks as if she is smelling nice lately.
She is. She has been.
That's a shame. I used to wish I had a liking like you. That he had a liking to me. So I would get to smell nice and get those little freedoms. But maybe it wasn't such a good thing.
No, it wasn't.
You know what I wonder sometimes?
What?
These holes and him not being able to close them. He is like trying to figure out how to sew them shut.
Yeah.
Well, then, wouldn't we be better at figuring that out? I mean, we sewing men all the time. With all kinds of things. We always fixing something. I just wonder what would happen if one of us was the doctor.
You probably would have figured it out already.
I know I would have. I find that it is best to make this perfume with the wildflowers down by the far corner of the field. I usually go right before it's time to start working, before anyone really be looking for us. Mary likes the purple ones.
Okay.
All right, then.
Thank you for your help, Sally.
All right, then.
Dinah, you feeling all right?
Better. You?
I'm feeling good.
Good? Like good?
No, not like that.
Oh. Well, me neither. I used to think I'd get healed and get to go back to where my girls is. I guess that's a stupid thing to hope for, seeing as though we get separated for less.
Not stupid. When my daddy got sold, I remember hoping he'd find his way back. That they'd go and get him and say sorry, and we need you back.
You were a child.
I'm probably long gone like my mama. Sometimes I find myself still wishing he'd come back.
I used to hope my girls would find their ways to me, like they could track me through the trees. But now it's been years, and my oldest, Nellie, may be a mother now. Nellie never could keep her mouth shut. I used to be there to squeeze her skin and prevent her from talking back too much. But without me there, maybe she'd been beaten so badly since I've been gone. Maybe she damn near died.
Or maybe she knew she needed to act right to survive.
I hope you are right.
Louis bought me flowers.
Oh, he did he?
You know who may have told him I might be wanting some? Who may have known I was running low on perfume?
Well, you know Sally. Getting all in other people's business.
Right. Sally.
Yeah, Sally.
You know it's okay.
What is?
If a little part of you likes me, I won't let it go to my head or anything.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm making a perfume if you need any. Sometime. If you run out or...
I haven't seen you in days.
Great ideas can't come without some time to think.
I know how intelligence works.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
I don't mean to bother you, George. I can't come and talk to my husband.
Of course. Of course. I'm just in the middle of something. Sit. How are you today?
Fine. I'm fine.
And Henry?
He's doing better. Said his stomach didn't ail him as much today. You should spend more time with him, George.
I know.
And with me. You just haven't been at breakfast much lately. Since I lost the other child.
I know.
I heard from my brother.
And how is he?
He is fine, George. My brother remains upset about our circumstances. He wishes you'd put an end to this, but he is fine. Everyone else is fine but us.
We are not fine.
Don't play dumb. Everything is crumbling down around us. If you would just stop. I just wonder when it makes good sense to try something else.
I can't.
How is Philomena?
Philomena?
Yes, Philomena. How is she?
She is fine, I presume. Her latest surgery was not a success. I'll have to take the sutures out tomorrow, let her heal from her infection, and then try again. You wanted to know, Josephine.
I did. But I suppose the details will be better to hear once you've solved the problem. A shame she had to be troubled with this affliction. She always had such poise and dignity for a slave. You did like her so. So much.
Despite what you may imply, I know you miss her in your service.
Just as you miss her in yours. But we've both replaced her, haven't we? With Betty.
Josephine...
I just... Then tell me of your work, George.
Do you have any idea how frustrating it is to work on something and think you're going to succeed every time, but you don't?
Every pregnancy I lose, George. I feel that every time.
For 4 years, I've been battling little holes. I'll close the big one. But then I look and there is still a hole. There is no halfway with this. And I can't seem to close a tiny hole.
Why?
The body is a strange thing. It is not simple. It is not straightforward. It is different from person to person, and it hides from us. The holes are in a delicate part of the body, Josephine. It likes to reject foreign things. You know this in your own way.
I do.
I know it has not been easy for you. I'm aware that many of our friends have begun to whisper about my obsession.
If there is one thing I know how to do well, it is to point out how others should keep to their own business, including my family and our friends.
I want to succeed, Josephine. I need to.
Why?
I can't be a doctor no one respects or trusts. I can't. All of this work must be for something. I must be able to show someone and have them see what I know to be true about myself.
And what is that, George?
That I am capable of changing the direction of medicine.
You know that?
In my bones.
Okay, then.
What?
Then I will continue waiting. Take breakfast with me in the mornings, George.
My dear.
What?
Your locket. Let me see it.
What do you want?
Shh.
George, don't shush me.
You think Mr. Bird will be in tomorrow?
The jeweler? Why would you...
Yes, he should be in tomorrow, yes?
I don't see why not.
Great. Good.
What? You gonna get me something? Will you tell me what's...
I'll take breakfast with you in the morning.
Good night, George.
Good night. Subject is Philomena, slave woman about 21 years of age. This will be surgery number 30 for her. Today, we will be using silver sutures instead of silk or lead. Silk sutures succeeded in closing part of the holes, but smaller holes were left. Lead sutures led to more infections and ultimately were discarded, preferring the results of the silk. We are hoping the silver sutures will prevent infection and inflammation, allowing the successful removal of the suture and the complete closing of the fistula. Perhaps it will not lead to cystitis and further pain. We'll be using a method of suturing I am calling the clamp suture. We'll use a catheter to prevent urine from entering the vagina. That's it for now, Samuel.
Yes, sir.
I'll have you look on today. Get a closer look at the suture. If my instinct is correct, then I think this may be the day we finally figure this out.
Yes.
You can prepare for the surgery, Philomena.
Would you like me to leave this rag on the seat?
Yes, Betty will take it.
Yes, sir.
Get ready and then on the table, please.
Do you think this will be it, Master George?
That is always the hope, Philomena. I know you are anxious to put this behind you and get back to work.
I am anxious for a time I do not have to sit on this table.
Surgeries can be tedious.
They can be painful.
You have always been a little more sensitive than the others.
Have I? I think I am about as sensitive as the others, Master George. They just don't say as much to you.
You sure do give her more room and time to speak than I would, sir.
Suppose I may have a soft spot for those relying on my work. Well, all right. Let's get started.
No infection?
None.
Maybe it is just taking longer this time.
Or maybe he did it.
He's telling the world that he did.
Can you imagine if he did?
No, I can't.
You have to hope.
Hope is complicated. Hope means we would be fixed, be able to be fully working again, but you know as well as I do what may come along with that.
Maybe not. Maybe we would be shown off. Maybe we'll get to travel with him or something. We are his work. No one will see his work without us.
He'll just work on someone else.
Does it feel like he really did it? Like really, really, really did it?
Yes, it does. I feel like I felt before.
I'm not sure I remember what that feel like.
Me neither.
I'm happy it has taken me now.
Thank you. I'm happy you're doing well after your infection, Mary.
Yes. Well, I'm so happy to not be given that opium anymore.
I'm sure you are.
But just think, if Philomena is cured and we're all cured, then we wouldn't have to stay here no more. We could be with the others. We could...
It would be nice. You're right. If he cures us.
If?
He hasn't brought one of us in there to work on yet.
But...
If you're fixed, Mina, does that mean you can have a child again? If he fixes us and we're able to...
I'm not sure.
It will make us even more useful. Would he return us? If he cures us, would he return us to our old plantations? Our masters may want us back.
They probably done replaced us. Got some new young girls to work for them.
And he could use us here. We'd be more helpful to the plantation.
But our old plantations could use us too.
Do you want to go back?
My daughters. But I don't even know if they are still there.
Well, maybe. My son.
I don't care either way. Mina, they might let you in the house again.
I suppose.
Wouldn't you like that?
I don't know. I doubt things would go back to the way they were. And...
You won't have to stay in here with us.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Lots of new things to think about.
But you won't have to stay here either, will you, when he fixes you? He'll fix you.
Well, Lewis will be here, regardless of where you end up during the day.
Right. But like you, I don't know if I'll be sold or if I'll stay here.
Ain't no way they selling you.
Well, how do you know? The last 3 years, I've known. Every day, pretty much, I've known what to expect. I've known what my body would do and smell like and feel like. I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow.
We know what we're doing tomorrow. You don't. Maybe not knowing for a bit could be nice.
It feels like you should be free after something like this. I guess you are, in a way.
Freedom from a certain kind of pain.
But still not free.
Yeah.
Wait, I almost forgot. We made you a gift, Philomena. Happy birthday, Philomena.
How did you?
You ain't the only one who figured out the calendar.
Betty told us.
Betty?
Yeah. You haven't been telling us these last few years.
We noticed.
They noticed.
Anyway.
Happy birthday.
You made this necklace. I don't deserve it. I'm sitting here healed, and you all...
Still your birthday. Still need to celebrate.
We all gotta take the happy moments when we can. Put it on. But when you are back with Master George, you ask.
Ask what?
Ask when he plans on... Does he plan on working on us?
Of course. Of course.
The subject sustained a fistula after stillborn birth of female child. Had extensive destruction of the posterior wall of the vagina, which opened to the rectum. Had large fistula at the base of the bladder. Subject dealt with constant leaking of urine from the bladder, which saturated clothing and bedding and inflamed the inner legs. Dealt with foul odor and constant pain and burning. Death would have been preferable if no solution was found. The surgery started at the base of the bladder. I used a clamp suture, a suture I have created to best assist the closing of fistulas. I used 4 pieces of silver wire, very fine wire. These wires were then passed through strips of lead, one on each side of the fistula. I then tightened the suture and secured it using the perforated shot run on the wire. Then I pressed it with forceps. A small bed was created on which a membrane could grow, thus closing the hole. As per my usual procedure, I gave the subject opium to subdue her after the surgery. When I checked her catheter the next day, I could already note the success of the surgery. Her urine was normal. There was no mucus or blood. I was cautiously optimistic, so I waited a week to check her sutures. When I did, after introducing the speculum, I was happy to see nothing. Nothing but a closed fistula. No inflammation, no infection, nothing of the sort. Just success. When all is said and done, it will have taken close to 70 operations to perfect this on 11 subjects, but sometimes medicine takes time and patience. Luckily, I have had both. With this development, this affliction will be wiped away. Our women will no longer suffer in pain and embarrassment. They will be whole once again, and your slaves will once again be profitable. You won't have to sell them to me anymore. And to think that it was my wife, wearing her locket, that made me realize the winning combination, the cure. I must admit, I was not excited to delve into this field. Not excited to spend my days elbow deep in the mucus and juices and blood that seem to plague a woman's body. But in the end, I'm happy to have taken a step forward in medicine. Thank you all for joining us today. I'll be around if there are any more questions.
George, you got your audience.
That I did.
It is a good day, husband.
That it is, my wife. That it is.
I wasn't sure you'd succeed.
I told you I would.
It has been so long, Philomena.
Yes.
I am happy to know you are no longer afflicted.
Thank you, Miss Josephine.
Time really is something. How everything changes.
Yes.
Shame. Things seem to be going so well for you before all this.
Not sure what you mean.
Maybe one day you will be back to serving me once again, Philo. That would be nice. Just like before, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Berry.
Yes, Samuel.
We got the delivery of ether you requested.
Good. Put it aside. We'll need it on Monday.
On Monday, sir.
Yes. I'll be performing the operation on a plantation owner's wife from 2 towns over. She's been waiting for news of my success.
And you'll be using ether?
Oh, that's wonderful. There will be a feast tonight, a celebration. Perhaps we can start it early. Henry is feeling well and will want to partake.
I have some things to finish up. But I'll be over soon enough, my dear.
Thank you, George.
When should I schedule in the other slave women? I'm sure a few doctors will be eager to observe.
Soon. There are others to see first.
They are all eager to be made whole.
You know you slave women have done a great service. All of you have. You know how many women will be cured because of you? Hundreds. Thousands. Around the country, around the world.
Yes, Master George, but the others, all of the others, when will their surgeries come?
Sir, I've spent the last few years observing. I would love to be able to step in and attempt it myself.
Ah, yes, Samuel. Just as soon as we get through some who have been waiting for this. This is the gateway to your practice. Keep your sights on that.
Of course, sir. I will see to the ether.
A success. You are a success.
You are, sir.
I am. It feels good.
I'm happy for you, sir.
You are like a prize. I will be bringing you to the college. Everyone wants to see the first success. Just make sure to make yourself presentable in the coming days. You'll have to borrow a new dress. Betty will have one. Wash your old one 10 times over. Oh. That is all, Philomena.
Give me some more flowers, Mina. When is he coming back from Philadelphia?
I heard Miss Josephine say next week.
So we'll be worked on after.
When he get back?
When he really, really knows for sure.
You asked him, right?
Yes, I did.
And?
He said in time. And Dr. Samuel may do a few of the surgeries, just as soon as they get through some of the other women.
The white women?
Of course. He needs time. Right?
Right.
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 Do you think he'll become famous for this? Like, will he be remembered by people years and years from now?
Maybe.
Think of those who will be healed.
A lot.
Hopefully.
Maybe we'll be remembered, too.
No one will remember us. What? He barely remembers us.
He will. He already presented Philomena. Had her there center with everyone looking on. Right?
You know as well as I do that doesn't mean a thing. They look right through you, like I'm not even there, just my holes. Just something that needed fixing and got fixed and now can go back to being fully invisible yet again.
But he remembers you.
I'm not sure he does. Miss Josephine wants me back in the house. So
Oh, that's good.
she just wants Betty away because...
She's gonna have the baby soon.
I hope she doesn't have our problems. I don't wish it on anyone.
True. She sure did get all high and mighty when he picked her.
Yeah, but I did too. A bit.
Oh, you said it, not us.
I'll remember you.
What?
All of you. Regardless of what happens. I'll remember you and us. And all this time we were here.
Me as well.
Me as well.
Me as well.
While this play is ultimately fiction, many of the details are real. J. Marion Sims was a doctor in Alabama who, in the 1840s, used enslaved black women to aid in his work to fix fistulas. As far as we know, he did not have a relationship with one of the women.
We know 3 of their names: Anarcha, Betsy, and Lucy.
In the later years of his experimentation, ether anesthesia was available and used, but he did not use it on the black women he worked on. They were given opium after procedures, but were not given anesthesia during. The women aided in the surgeries by holding each other down, cleaning dressings, and more.
They did this and the usual work in the house and in the fields while they ailed. Anarcha was operated on 30 times before a cure was found. According to his autobiography, Betsy and Lucy were cured shortly after Anarcha, but other books have put this in question.
Sims went on to found the first women's hospital in the United States, in New York City, and later became the president of the American Medical Association.
The belief that black people don't feel pain in the same way as white people continues to this day, with studies in recent years revealing that some medical students still hold this racial bias. Beliefs such as this have continued to affect the treatment of black mothers, who are currently 3 to 4 times more likely to die of pregnancy-related concerns than white mothers.
Until April 2018, there was a statue of Sims located along the perimeter of Central Park. It has since been moved to Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, where he is buried.
To date, there is no monument to the women.
This is LA Theatre Works' production of Behind the Sheet by Charly Evon Simpson, directed by Rosalind Ayres and Inger Tudor. Starring in alphabetical order, Monica McSwain as Mary, Matthew Floyd Miller as Samuel and Edward, Dominique Morriseau as Dinah, Larry Powell as Louis and Benjamin, Devon Sorvari as Josephine, Jasmine St. Clair as Betty, Josh Stamberg as George, Danielle Truitt as Sally, and Karen Malina White as Philomena. Associate Artistic Director Annalise Erickson, Sound Designer and Mixing Engineer Mark Holden for the Invisible Studios, West Hollywood. Senior Radio Producer Ron Lipkin. Foley Artist Jeff Gardner. Recording Engineer and Editor Neil Woganson.
This play is part of LA Theatre Works' Relativity Series of science-themed plays. Lead funding for the Relativity Series is provided by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, bridging science and the arts in the modern world.